When Project Cars 3 won the Gamescom Award for Best Simulation, many racing fans just shook their heads. To understand their unwillingness to accept Project Cars 3 as a sim, we need to have a look at the differences between simulation and arcade games. Arcade and simulation games primarily differ in terms of controls and setting. Basically, a sim tries to replicate driving in the real world as authentically as possible. Real cars and tracks combined with accurate physics bring the full atmosphere of real racing into living rooms. An arcade game breaks the steering down to basics to make it easier to handle with a simple controller and thus more accessible. The setting often remains more or less reality-based, which is typical for games such as Need for Speed. The series wants players to take a trip into all aspects of illegal street racing, such as tuning or chases. For entertainment's sake, the action sometimes becomes a bit surreal though. The next level of arcade racing games is creating a fictional setting to make any kind of gameplay possible. Fun racers like Mario Kart or Crash Team Racing are devoted to this philosophy. In addition, Onrush, for example, presents fairly realistic car models, but also totally overdriven boost mechanics and ridiculous jumps. In Blur, you can drive licensed cars, but shoot other players using power-ups, like in Mario Kart. Every combination is possible. Called simcades like F1, Forza Motorsport and Gran Turismo are classed as sims by providing many setup possibilities and proper physics, while being quite forgiving with driving errors. These games are also playable with a controller with driving aids turned on. Striking this balance is where Project Cars 3 fails. It tries to be as accessible as possible and provides many setup options as well. However, these become effectively redundant because they show no recognizable effect, so the driving experience never feels as authentic as in Gran Turismo, F1 or Forza. This explains why so many people refuse to acknowledge PC3 as the sim it so badly wants to be.